Conspiracy Theories Part 1, the Mandela Effect, my favorite. So if you've never heard of the Mandela Effect, basically in 2012, Nelson Mandela died. But a lot of people recall him dying in 1998 in prison. So the Mandela Effect is when you remember something from your past and you look at it now and it's completely different or just a little bit different. A lot of people think this has something to do with the multiverse, if you believe in that theory, which I'll probably get into. So yeah, let's get started on some Mandela effects. So my first one's pretty easy, and probably a lot of younger people will probably be able to relate more to this than some older ones. How do you spell Febreze? Do you spell it like this? Because that's how I spelled it. If that's how you spelled it, you're wrong, just like me. Febreze. Febreze. Fruit of the Loom. That looks about right? Wrong. There was never a cornucopia. Ever. I have a couple more, so I will be doing part 2.
Boom, your average Kit Kat bar. Y'all know the Kit Kat bar, right? But when you Google the Kit Kat bar, you see that it's missing the dash, right? You mean to tell me this is the Kit Kat bar? This one right here. This is the real one, and this is my imagination? Mandela effect. I can't be the only one. Y'all, the crazy part is I literally remember the dash being in the chocolate. Curious George, cute little monkey, right? We all remember him. You mean to tell me he doesn't have a tail? This is a boy in a costume. How do you make a whole show about a monkey and that the monkey doesn't have a tail? I literally watch this every day. I know he had a tail. I cannot be the only one. Let me know if you remember him with his tail. Y'all about to lose it with this one. Monopoly guy. We all know him. The rich guy with a little oop, right? Wrong. He doesn't even have the little thingy. Y'all, I'm losing it.
The Mandela effect is when a lot of people believe something happened when it really never did. Jiffy was never a thing, it's always been Jif. I could have sworn Febreze had 2 E's. Looney Tunes is always spelled with a U. The Berenstein Bears was always spelled with an A. The Flintstones has 2 T's. Forrest Gump really said life was like a box of chocolates. Apparently nobody remembers Neil Armstrong's death. Curious George never had a tail.
If this isn't the Mandela effect, I don't know what is. If someone has already discovered this, I'm so sorry, but I have to show you this. So I'm sitting here watching Lilo and Stitch and I see this. What is off about this? Please, look. What is she doing? I know good and well that Lilo climbed out of a dryer. I know for a fact she did because when I would play hide and seek, that's where I would hide because I watched Lilo hide in that dryer. She climbs out of a pizza box. I was so curious about this that I Googled it. This is an actual thing, people. Look at this. Disney Plus changed the dryer scene. I read the article and it basically said that would put kids in danger if they saw a child climbing out of a dryer. I knew I wasn't crazy. Here is the proof. This is what it looked like when I watched it when I was little. But it makes sense because I was one of the kids that hid in the dryer. I am ashamed.
I'm literally losing my mind. What is this? So I was just about to eat some cereal, and then I was looking at the box for mad long, and I was like, this don't feel right. And then I looked, it said Cap'n Crunch. Cap'n Crunch. Cap'n Crunch. I can't be the only person that remembers it being Captain Crunch. Like Captain. So I Googled it. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as Captain Crunch. It's always been Cap'n Crunch. I think the fuck not, you trick-ass bitch.
I got a Mandela effect for you guys. You know the Vine where it's like, and they were roommates, and they were roommates. The guy doesn't say, and they were roommates. He says, oh God, they were roommates. Where does the oh God come from?
So you guys know about the Mandela effect, right? And I'm watching Spy Kids. The first Spy Kids. So the way that I remember it from a kid is they drop out of the plane that's about to crash, and they put on their regulators to breathe underwater. Then Carmen goes, the water's warmer in here. And then Junie says, oh, sorry, I peed.
Comm systems check. Can you hear me? Yeah. Let's try that cave over there. Must be it. You're kidding. It's a cave of sleeping sharks. Sharks don't sleep. Want to bet? I did a science project on them. At depths where the water's...
Where did that shark scene come from? Those sharks have never been there. My sister's denying it. Someone has to believe me. Please rewatch the movie and someone tell me if I'm wrong.
Way in. It looks like the door over there.
Hey guys, so I was scrolling through the For You page today when I saw a video about Cheez-It boxes not having a Z at the end. Of course I had to go check this out for myself, so I head down to my pantry and to my surprise, it's missing. I immediately begin to wonder if my entire life has been a lie. Like, tell me there used to be a Z there. After examining the box for a few minutes, I thought that maybe other Cheez-It boxes have the Z. So I do what any sane person would and headed to the store, hoping to find some answers. Luckily, I live 2 minutes away from the store, so the anticipation did not build up. My spine was tingling as I entered the store, and I immediately set out for the chip aisle. Sadly, my navigation skills in grocery stores suck, so it took me about 10 minutes to locate the controversial Cheez-Its. Also, someone explain why they aren't in the chip aisle, like they really making me burn calories. After finding the cracker aisle, I had finally located the delicious delicacy. I was horrified to find that there were no Z's on any of the boxes. Like, since when was Cheez-It singular? Like, are they mocking me for being single my entire life? I was speechless. My entire life, I swore there was a Z at the end. Someone was playing games. As I walked out, I saw this, and I did not know how to act. This is a sign, guys. Cheez-Its are fake.
If you grew up in the 2000s, you need to watch this video. I just watched this TikTok that this girl made about the movie Spy Kids, and I am shook. I actually watched Spy Kids a few weeks ago while doing online school because it was on Netflix. And now it is not on Netflix, but I remember this just as clearly as I did 15 years ago. Carmen and Judy crashed their plane to go underwater to get to the entrance into the castle. And in the cave, Carmen goes, "The water is getting warm in here." And Judy goes, "Oh, I peed." And then she's like, "Ew." And he's like, "Sorry." But every video I find online is talking about these, like, sleeping sharks.
This must be it. You're kidding. It's a cave of sleeping sharks. Sharks don't sleep.
What?
I did a sign. Not leave.
This did not happen. Okay, I'm running out of time, but I found evidence that proves that this is not what actually happened, and I have part 2 uploaded already.
Mandela Effects Part 4. A lot of you guys really came for my neck with the 52 states, and I understand, but that is exactly why they're Mandela effects. I'm not saying they're the truth, I'm just saying this is what we remember. Let's get into it. Since some people didn't see my last one, we're gonna throw it back. Febreze. 2 E's, right? Febreze. Febreze. A lot of my 2000s kids might relate with me, but Pikachu, right? Wrong. There's no black thing on his tail, and I watched Pokemon so much as a kid. I had so many Pokemon cards. And you're telling me there's no black thing on his tail? No matter what your age, I'm pretty sure you played Monopoly, right? That's the Monopoly Man. Wrong. He doesn't have a monocle? Are you joshing me? And last but not least, poor Curious George lost his damn tail to the Mandela effect. Please explain. Why doesn't the monkey have a tail?
I need to know I'm not crazy or if this is a new Mandela effect. So my friend and I were watching the Hunger Games, and whenever they step off the platform, I could have sworn there was a guy who steps off early and blows up, and like there are trees around him in the background, and he goes to run, and everybody just kind of stands there like, and then they continue on and run. But apparently it never happened, and I haven't seen the books, and it's not any of the trailers. Do you remember this? Fuck.